Okay, I think I'm live. Let's go LFG. I mean, for all the people who don't know what LFG is, let's go. Okay, hey guys, welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa. I hope you guys can hear me. So today I'm going to do a quick episode. I'm going to talk about the budget stocks that I'm going to choose for 2022. Now, this is something I did last time. If you saw my previous video about the budget, first of all, I tried doing a very simplified episode about the budget. So I hope that helped. I hope it helped you guys on that. After doing that simplified episode on budget, I realized, okay, now I need to talk about some stocks that are very important. So today I'm going to actually show you the stocks that I feel are very good with respect to the budget 2022. And I'm not going to take any more time. I'm going to directly jump into it. By the way, you see the difference now in the laptop. It's my new laptop. It's finally come from US. So I'm so happy. I can just see the difference. I still need to remove the zoom watermark though. Either way, let's go. Okay, let me just screen share one sec. Okay, can you see my screen? This should be sharing my screen right now. Okay, just give me a sec. Are we ready? See, when you're at home now, you should always lock the door or else someone will just barge in and in the middle of a live stream. Okay, cool. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to do two things. Okay, I'm going to show you the stocks that are important with respect to what happened to the budget, and there were a few themes that were played out in the budget, so I'm going to show you those few themes as well. Number one. Number two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own budget small case very quickly. Number three, there is also a place where the new budget 2022 small cases have already been created on their website. I'll show you all of that. You can see the links on top, right? So we're going to look at all this. Is this the MacBook M1? Yeah, it's the MacBook Air M1, which is a 720p version, right? Either way, let's go. Now, if you remember, right? If you remember what happened in the budget, there were a few themes that were very famous. One was the electric vehicle infrastructure play. One was the construction play that was also happening in the space. Two very important themes that we looked at. And apart from that, I remember I told you that they're also investing heavy into water, right? They're going to invest heavy into water, and also they're investing heavy into different roads. They're investing heavily into ports, into logistics, into a lot of different arenas. So we are going to look at what are the important things, what are the ancillary products that will actually help. So we're going to look at all that, and this is the best time. Yes, so all the people keep telling me come early and do the video early. Now I'm going to look at stocks that might be in a momentum play for the next 1 year because of the budget. Cool, very good, awesome. Let's go. Yes. Now, I'm going to show you a budget thing, right? So this is what we have created right now, and I'm going to show you some of these stocks. Now, if you remember that the water budget, in the budget, they spoke about water and they want to invest a heavy amount of money into the water sector. So Prince Pipes, by the way, if you, I don't know how many of you have noticed this, but Prince Pipes in the last few days actually started going up a lot, right? And I remember a lot of people were not happy holding Prince Pipes. They're like, it's not moving, it's not moving. I said, give it time, wait, don't worry. But the pipe, okay, by the way, disclaimer, whatever I'm showing you right now is only for educational purpose so that you can connect the dots. Nothing here is a buy and sell recommendation. Please do your own research before investing. Now, if you look at the entire budget and you look at this entire budget across, right, the best sector that I feel is going to do really well in this coming year is the piping industry. Okay, the piping industry is number one. Now, piping industry has three major players, right? I'm going to show you all three. First one, I think sitting right at the top is Astral. Okay, Astral has a market cap of around 43,500 crores. And if you look at the max chart of Astral Pipes, it has been a good compounder, right? It's consistent compounder. Every time it's given, every time frame, even if you ignore this bull run that we saw last year, even if you ignore that and you just take the previous thing, it's given a significant amount of return over a long period of time. Currently at 43,000 market cap, I mean, it can still grow a lot. There's still a lot of potential to grow. So we're okay with that also, number one. Number two, the number two is this APL Apollo. Now I like APL Apollo also. Okay, and disclaimer, I have invested in APL, not in Astral. APL is half the market cap of Astral, but has the potential of reaching Astral. So I'm investing in this. If you look at this graph versus Astral graph, you'll see clearly that Astral graph is better than this graph. But this is a bet that I'm taking slightly early in the space right now, right? All of them are good, not bad at all. If you look at Finolex, and Finolex, so ads we have seen so much. Let's look at Finolex. It's at 11,000 crore market cap, half of what we saw just now, which is APL Apollo. So this is also less. And if you look at say Prince Pipes, which recently came out with their IPO, right? They're at 7,900 crore. The lowest among all is Prince Pipes. but has good prospects. And we did a detailed review about Prince Pipes as well. So it does have a good prospect going forward. So not an issue at all. What else? Yeah. So piping industry is going to do really well. And if I had to create a small case, actually, let me just start creating it side by side with you guys, right? If I had to create a budget small case, I'm going to create this and I'm going to show you all. And by the way, there's no rebalance, no all that. Don't keep asking me about this. I'm just putting stocks that I feel are very good for the budget. Now, I'm going to put some stocks now, and then we'll see how we can edit it and amend it later on. Okay. So I'm going to put two stocks here, right? One is APL Apollo, and one is I'm going to put Prince Pipes. Okay. Now there's another thing that's also going to do really well. Now, why do I feel piping is going to do well? Construction segment, you need piping. Housing sector, you need piping. Agriculture sector, you need piping. Literally every sector with respect to growth needs piping. And also Shakti pumps. I don't know how many of you all saw this recently. Okay. Let's look at the max chart of Shakti pumps. Shakti pumps is like very low. Majority focus is in the agriculture space. So this is why I'm staying away from Shakti pumps. I'm not saying it's a bad company or a good company, but I'm staying away from this right now. So from the water segment, I am taking these two stocks, which is Prince Pipes and APL Apollo, not Astral. Astral would be a great stock. If you have the budget to buy Astral, I would say remove Prince and buy Astral. If you have the budget, why I'm saying, because it's a 2,000 rupee stock. So sometimes people say that it's quite expensive, so I don't want to do that. So for those people, I would go for Astral. Cool. Got it. Now, next, we will look at the electric vehicle space. Now, electric vehicle space, you guys know what I talk about a lot, right? Electric vehicle space has three major players right now. Actually, four major players. One is Tata Motors. Okay. DVR is differential voting rights. It's pretty much the same thing, gets better dividends actually. But Tata Motors, if you look at the last 5 years, it's now almost breaking its all-time high in the last 5 years. So it's going to give a nice breakout. And whenever a breakout like this happens, that all-time high till date has been 587. If it breaks this, it'll just start shooting upwards. But Tata Motors already had a 1,79,000 crore market cap. And Tata Motors is poised to win the electric vehicle space by a mile. Right? So you can look at Tata Motors here. You can also look at Tata Power if you want to, because Tata Power fits in both the construction power space and here. So that is something that you can add. Let me just start adding here, right? Tata Tamo, okay, Tata Motors. You can also check out Tata Power, but I would stay away if you don't want to be a little risky on this, because power segment, I usually stay away. And I'll tell you why, because it's a very high capex intensive business, and the revenue comes from power business over a long period of time. And that is also limited to the growth of the government, right? If government comes and changes the PPA agreement between each other, then that's a big issue again. Another company is Tata Elxsi. I think you guys have seen this, but this is very expensive. Now, I don't know how many of you all would like it, not like it. Tata Elxsi is at 45,000 crore market cap, and I feel this is going to do so well in the future. Slightly overvalued. Yes, at 123 PE, it is slightly overvalued, but also their revenues have come up beautiful. The revenues are not bad at all. So it's very nice. So I'm trying to make it as simplified as possible so that you guys can understand also. Okay. So Tata Elxsi is something that I like. And then we have Sona Comms. Not Sony Soya. What the hell? Sonacom. Sonacom is nothing but Sona BLW, which is an auto part manufacturer that is focusing heavily on the electric mobility space or electric vehicle space. Now, if you look at this also came out recently. So I'm going to add these two before I forget. Now, someone will ask me, Shashank, why aren't you investing in the battery tech, right? Why not the battery tech? Why aren't you investing in any company like Exide, right? The reason Amar Raja batteries, the reason why I'm not doing that, first of all, Amar Raja battery, I think, is having a problem with the promoters, with the Andhra government as well. So I'm going to stay away from that. Again, if you look at the battery space, there's a lot of competition in the battery space. What do I mean by a lot of competition in the battery space? Is because Amar Raja batteries, Exide batteries, Reliance is coming out with their own battery power technology as well. So if you look at all of this, I would slightly stay away from the battery tech. I would rather play on these other things like Tata Motors, which I know is going to win. Sona BLW will win if other people win as well. Who's this? Electra Green Tech, again, has a very, very growth opportunistic thing. Electra Green Tech basically does buses, electric buses, and you would have seen this a lot in Maharashtra and Goa. Again, very overvalued right now. And this is something I spoke about in the last episode as well, that it is better that it corrects a little bit. So you can buy, but if you're buying it for long term, then it can correct and then you can rebuy later. Okay, now remember, all these are momentum plays for now. Okay, momentum plays for now. I don't know what will happen 10 years into the future, but now this looks good because of the new budget. Apart from that, we will look at construction stocks, right? In construction, we have one of the biggest construction stocks, which is Larsen and Toubro. Yeah, L&T. L&T literally wins every order in India, right? I mean, if India wants to do construction, they're like L&T boss. And L&T is a beautiful, very nice, sweet, consistent compounder, right? It constantly is going up. All the given point of time, it keeps going up. The revenues are also good. They're at approximately 2,71,000 crore market cap. But this is a consistent compounder. It will keep going up, right? So if you invest in something like this, even if you do an SIP, like someone asked me, what if you do an SIP? It will still give you good amount of returns over an SIP period. So from the construction space, right? Actually, I should just make a new segment for you guys, right? Let's call it construction. I'll just put Larsen, right? And this segment can call EV, and I'll keep this. And the first segment was pipes, just to make it easy for you guys, okay? See, because a lot of people will be like, Shashank, this is basic stuff. Why are you explaining it again and again? It's because sometimes there are new people who come on the channel who might be in a position where you were at one point. So I try to make it as easy as possible for everyone. Okay, so pipes is done, EV is done, construction space. There's even, okay, now, if you look at what was happening in the construction space, a lot of national highways are going to be built. So when national highways are going to be built, there are some companies, KNR Construction, okay, that might do really well. Steel obviously will do really well. So Tata Steel looks very interesting. IRCTC, Vande Bharat trains, 400 Vande Bharat trains are being announced, right? So I would put all of them in the construction space. IRCTC, and that's not all. I'll tell you what else we can put. Then we have KNR is also good. Now there's also IRB. You can start investing in those road projects, but I would slightly stay away from that right now. Tata Steel, definitely. Where did they go? Okay. Now there is another thing also. Okay, Tata Steel, KNR, Larsen & Toubro. But to build roads or to build construction, what do you need apart from steel? Right? You need cement. And now there are different cement players in the market. And let me show you those cement players. Now, one of the biggest cement player in the market is Ultratech Cement, but it is very expensive for you guys. 7,400 rupees per share. Ideally, if you have the budget, go for this, right? I'm going to give you high budget, low budget scenario. If you have the budget, go for this, because this is a consistent compounder, very, very, very good in this space, doing extremely well, and Ultratech is here to stay. The next in line is Shree Cements, right? So you can look at Shree Cements if you really want to. Shree Cements is at 89,000 crore market cap. Again, slowly a consistent compounder, but this is at 24,000 rupees market per share. So I would rather buy Ultratech than Shree Cement, not because the market cap or it's high or low. Obviously, Ultratech Cement is higher than all of these guys. But if you look at Shree Cement, the cost for buying it might be slightly higher. You also have homegrown brands which are very famous in everyone's name is Ambuja Cement, ये टूटता क्यों नहीं है add, and this is also a consistent compounder. So you can either add Ambuja or you can also go for ACC. ACC, let's check. ACC is at 43,000 crores, also similar trajectory. I rather go with Ambuja because ACC is also slightly expensive for low budget people with slightly less budget. But if you have the budget, go for Ultratech Cement. Okay, I'm giving a mix of both. So if you guys are making notes, please take notes. Now this is also done. Next, okay, and I'm going one by one. Then we have the housing segment. Again, ACC, Ambuja have taken this. Now we come to the chemical sector. Now chemical sector, we all know our favorites, right? One is Deepak Nitrite, amazing management, beautiful trajectory on management as well. Let me actually add this segment and call it chemicals. By the way, the budget had something for chemicals. It said it's going to reduce the import duty for a certain amount of chemicals so that we stop being dependent on China and we start being dependent by ourselves. Then we have Pi Industries, which focuses a lot on the agricultural chemical space. Then we have Naveen Fluorine, which is also sitting in the monopoly sector for fluorination, right? Or Lucifer's gas, as they call it. Lot of research is supposed to be done. I know this, that's why I'm explaining it to you, but I'm just telling it in quick terms, right? Now, if you come to green energy, wow, energy is like one very big thing right now. Let me make a separate segment called energy. Now, energy, my boss, you need to understand. Let me put Tata Power here in energy. Now, energy is slightly a risky bet. Why do I say energy is slightly a risky bet? Because for energy, you have to put a lot of money upfront, number one, and the money will only come after a long period of time, right? So you have to put a lot of money upfront, and the money will come only after a long period of time. So this is why that is very important. Cool. Now, one sec. Oh yeah, somebody just, thank you, man. Someone in the comments, I removed Tata Motors by mistake, adding Tata Motors again. Cool, and this will go into EV. Thank you, man. Now, as I said, setting this up is expensive. Running it, you will make money over a long period of time, but you make significant amount of money. It all depends on which power projects you win and what the PPA, the purchase power agreement, is. So if you look at Tata Power, it's not given great returns. Apart from this 1 year, kuch return nahi diya. So I usually stay away from this industry. I personally do not like entering this industry. So if you look at this, then we have Adani Group, which is literally winning almost everything right now. And Adani Group is also winning a lot right now, abhi ke liye. But again, as I said, I would stay away from this. So if you ask me personally, I'm not going to invest in anything with energy. That's why I'm putting Tata Power here. But as I said, if it was me, I would remove Tata Power. So for this video, I'm going to remove it. I'm not going to keep the energy sector at all. This is my personal opinion. But if you guys want to invest in the energy space, I would just go for two stocks, Tata Power and Adani Power. That's it. If you guys want to do it, right? So I'm not going to go over there. Now, defense, obviously MTAR is there, but I don't want to invest heavily on defense. The reason why is I'm not too keen on it. Now, just coming back to this, right? Also, there's another very interesting cement stock that I feel something's going to happen. Like with respect to connecting the dots, there is one very big investor who is constantly investing in this cement company, who's Radhakrishnan Damani, who's investing a massive amount in India Cements, and we don't know the actual reason for it, but he's constantly investing. And whenever someone like him invests so heavily and so confidently into something, and he's plugged in crores and crores of money, he will not let it go for waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another cement stock. Now, this is a moonshot bet. It is risky. So if you want to keep it, keep it. If you don't want to keep it, please remove it. This is a moonshot bet that I am taking. What is a moonshot bet? Chala to acha chalega, nahi chala to udhar hi rahega, right? And if you look at India Cements, I think it's given a good return in the last 1 year, right? I think first I had seen it at 120, and in the last 1 year it would have given approximately, yeah, it's given 30%. But since COVID, I think it was trading at around 100. See, this is why I don't like cement so much, right? Because it's a very seasonal business. Kabhi boom ho raha hai to cement will work, kabhi nahi ho raha hai to kam ho jayega. It's very volatile, super volatile. So I'm invested in this, and I'm keeping this only because I feel that Damani has a card to play, a ikka to play, which I don't know what the ikka is. So I'm just going to be there for that perspective, right? Now, infra stocks, there's Tata Steel, there's India Cement, two cement companies, two construction companies, Tata Steel. Now, there's some mentions I would like to say. So there is one mention called Dilip Buildcon. How many of you are from Goa? Raise your hand, right? Dilip Buildcon is very big in Goa. And if you see, as soon as you land from Goa airport, if you're driving from Goa airport to say the Panjim city, or if you're going towards Baga on the left-hand side, you'll see so many constructions going on only from Dilip Buildcon. But the reason why I don't like to invest in these type of companies is because of the history of the chart, right? I want something that I know will make money over a long period of time. Okay. Then there are HG Infra as well, right? Now, HG Infra is another very good mention that I want to give. Again, the max chart looks really impressive, but the reason why I'm very hesitant with all this is because until COVID, it never gave any return. It gave 24% return in the last 3 years, right? Whenever I do investing, okay, you guys think that I'm trying to do momentum investing. I'm not. Whenever I'm doing investing, I'm looking at it from a 2-3 year perspective, not 1 year perspective. I'm seeing aage kya hoga, right? Now, today, me and you are very close, right? But after 3 years, I don't know how many of you will see me after that, right? Whether I'll still be doing videos or not, I don't know. But after 3 years, I should have the confidence to come and tell you, boss, at that 3 years ago, I had conviction, and 3 years later, I still have conviction in this. So I only invest in things that I know for a fact I have good conviction for the next 3 years, right? I know there are so many crazy stocks trending right now, but I don't talk about them. I only talk about companies that I know will give you money over a long period of time, because stock market is not a game that is won right now. It is a game that is won tomorrow. आज का गेम नहीं है, कल का गेम है, right? Cool. Okay. Now coming back. So this is basically a quick thing, and I'm just going to keep this equi-weighted. Okay, equi-weighted means everyone gets the same amount of weight, and if you have to check the performance with respect to Nifty, obviously the small case does obviously pretty well because there are some moonshot, really good bets over here. Now this for the chemical space, this for the piping space, this for the construction space, this for the EV space. Now out of all this, we're already geared for the future, and there are some things like Tata Alexis that's also doing digital economy, right? Now drone tech, you can add MTAR. Defense and drone, you can actually add MTAR, but I'm not going to add that for now. I also I recently invested in another company. I think again this is my investment, not your investment. I picked up more stake in Tanla because I feel there is something happening in the telecom space, and whether Airtel wins or Jio wins, I don't care. But I know the software companies that are providing software for these companies will definitely win, right? Let them fight, but usage based stuff, I mean, these guys will win. So yeah, Tata Elxsi is good for electric vehicle space. Construction is good. Pipes are good. Chemicals are good. Now IT is not a part of the budget, but I like IT stocks. So IT special mentions would be LTTS, Persistent Systems. Mindtree is also suddenly doing really well. Happiest Minds came out with a beautiful result quite recently. So all of these stocks are there in the IT space, but not too focused on the budget, because I told you, right, budget mein itna focus tha nahi. It was just on these 3-4 companies, and I'm going to bet on these 3-4 companies, right? And if you look at where is IRCTC? IRCTC has gone into pipe. Sorry, it will come into construction, right? Because IRCTC 400 Vande Mataram trains are coming, so IRCTC will automatically start doing well eventually, given point of time. So this is basically my budget 2022, Shashank. But my only overview or my only image to this is hold for 2 to 3 years to see good returns. I do not play the 1 year game, right? Do not see it. That's what I say. I mean, people who don't see it are actually lucky. I do not play the 1 year game. Now, this is very expensive. 1,12,000 is the minimum ticket size to invest. So you can, instead of making it equi-weight, you can keep changing the weights automatically. If you do market weight, it's higher. If you do custom weight, you can literally go back to custom weights. Actually, instead of doing custom weights, you can just do equi-weighted. I'll tell you how to reduce the share price. Just go to shares and just make everything one, right? If you make everything one, then obviously the price will come down, right? Make everything one, you will see how much is actually the thing. If you need to buy one of each, again, obviously they won't be in the good ratio. Why they won't be in good ratio? Because the price of each is different. But if you just want to get a look and feel of investing in everything, this is something that you can do if you really want to. But see, the ratios are very, very, very off, right? I wouldn't recommend this at all, because the ratios go completely out of whack. So this is how it is. See, this the 29% on Tata Elxsi, obviously, right? But it comes down to 25,000. I mean, I wouldn't mind, because Tata Elxsi is still, I mean, considered good. So I'm just going to keep it back to equi-weighted for anyone who wants to see it, but you can mess around with it, whatever you want to do. I'll share this after this. I'll put it in the comments below. This is one. Okay, I'm just going to save it right here. And I want to save it because we'll keep tracking it slowly over a period of time. So whatever I've done in front of you, I keep it, right? Whether it's profit or loss, we will keep seeing, because I'm going to see how this works out in the future. So I'm going to talk about that. Apart from that, there is another place. I'll send you another link. So in small case, there is something called budget 2022. And over here, you will see all the different small cases that focus on budget 2022. Electric mobility to वैसे भी है. Affordable housing is there, right? High quality right price is something that we bought a long time ago. We were investing in that. I think that's a paid small case. I think electric mobility is now a free small case. Oh no, it's a paid small case itself, right? So this is again something that you can check out. Again, you go through this in your own free time. This is the link I will share. You can go do your own research, figure it out, what is happening. Affordable housing also something that is going to do really well with the Pradhan Mantri Yojana that came out. But they're very close to the index. Their performance tracking is very close to the index. So do your own research, because 5-year CAGR 16%, not bad actually. 5-year CAGR 16%. A lot of people think it's bad, but it's okay. So please have a look at it from your own perspective and do your own research. That's what I would say. Okay, coming back. Sec. Okay. So guys, yeah, so that was a quick and in and out summary of the budget 2022 stocks. If you missed out the previous video where I spoke about the budget and gave you my budget highlights, go look at that, because I gave a beautiful detailed analysis of every budget over there, all the things that happened in the budget. So have a look at that. Do your own research before investing. Every time a budget comes out, there are some stocks that do rally, because you see the government also has to do some stuff off the budget to prove it to people that, look, we have done a lot of things. So if you like this video, click on the like button, subscribe, and I'm going to meet you tomorrow, by the way, because tomorrow is weekend research. So I'm going to come tomorrow around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we are going to sit and do weekend research, me and you. It's going to be a very chill session. It's a 1 hour long session. I will take questions from you guys. I will sit with you guys. We will do research about a particular stock that I choose from you yourself, right? Again, thank you guys. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.